Hey everybody, this is Aaron Whitehead. Welcome to Learn to Play the Piano. This is Lesson 5 in a series of short lessons. In this video, we'll learn about major and minor chords. Major and minor chords are primarily distinguished by the sounds that they make. A major chord has a distinctive happy or bright sound, and a minor chord has a dark or gray sound to it. To begin with, we'll look at the structural differences between major and minor chords, and then later we'll look at how to be very specific about determining whether a chord is major or minor. So to begin with, let's look at the D major chord. The D major chord is made up of the notes D, F sharp, A. And you can hear that it has a happy or a bright, sunshiny type of sound. Now, if we take that D major chord and we lower the middle note, the F sharp, a half step down to F, that gives us a D minor chord. And you can hear its distinctive cloudy or gray sound. So the difference between a major and a minor chord is only one note. The outside notes, the D and the A, remain the same, but that middle note is the only difference between the major and the minor. That middle note is typically referred to as the third. You may remember from our discussion on how to make chords that the scale degrees are used to create the chords, and that is the third scale degree of the D major scale. And so that F sharp is the third of the D major chord, and it's also called a third when you make it D minor, but instead of being called a major third, it's a minor third. And we'll discuss intervals, the distance between two notes, in lesson number 6 when we discuss sevenths. But now let's look at another chord. Let's look at the F major chord. The F major chord is made up of the notes F, A, C, and again you'll notice the bright or sunshiny quality of that F major chord. And just like with the D major chord, if we take that third, the middle note A, and lower it a half a step to A flat, that gives us an F minor chord. And you can hear its distinctive dark sound or gray or cloudy sound that you get with minor chords. Now to look at this in more detail, we're actually going to count the number of half steps in between each note of each chord, both the major and the minor chords, and you'll see the difference between the two. To do this, we're going to start with the C major chord because we're real familiar with that chord. So let's count the number of half steps up from the bottom note C. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps up till we get to the note E, which is the third of the chord. And then continuing from there, we have 1, 2, 3 half steps up to the G, which makes the entire C major chord. So for the bottom half between the C and the E, we have 4 half steps. And on the top half from the E to the G, we have 3 half steps. So there's a combination of 4 to 3, respectively. Now on a minor chord, it's going to be the exact opposite. So let's look at C minor. Starting again from that C, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3 half steps to get to the E flat, which is the third of a C minor chord. And then continuing on from the E flat up to the G, we go 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps from the E flat up to the G to give us the full C minor chord. So you can see that in a minor chord we have 3 half steps on the bottom and 4 half steps on the top. The exact opposite of the major chord where we had 4 half steps on the bottom and 3 on the top. So to get very specific in deciding whether something is a major or a minor chord, you can actually count the number of half steps involved to figure out what kind of chord it is. And we hope you enjoyed lesson number 5. All this information and more is available in our book, a piano chord book you can actually use, which can be purchased on our website, thepianochordbook.com. We also have an app out for the Droid and for the iPhone. Our iPhone app is available on iTunes under the title Piano Chord Key, and our Droid app can be found in the Droid Market under Piano Chord Book. Please check out lesson number 6 where we will discuss 7th chords. Thanks, God bless, and see you next time.